Hey guys, welcome back to Money Vibes with Vi. Today is payday and it is the first paycheck in the month of February. So we are going to get into cash stuffing. But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about bills and obligations so we know where we stand. I want to break down my process before I even get to this part here, which is the cash stuffing. So my payday is marked in a highlighted color, and you can see the 2 dates for the month. All of my bills here are in red, and I will follow this bill calendar that I set up in my monthly reset video in order to know how much I'll have left over to cash stuff. Let me explain. So first is my bi-weekly budget insert. I write out my income and the amount, so $2,599. Then I break down all of my bills. If they're auto, I don't worry about the paid or not. If they're due though, I will mark them off as paid or not. So I then list out these total amounts, subtract it from that total income. What I have left over is $1,097.90. From there, I have the second part of the insert, which shows the pay period from February 6th to February 20th and what I try to budget for my cash stuff categories. This column is your ideal cash stuff, right? And that total is about $800, which you can see here. Because the amount I'll have left over after I pay all of my bills is more than this $800, I will then carry over my budgeted amount to the actual. And so now I can actually cash stuff for each of these categories what I projected to be able to cash stuff. If this was lower, I may have to adjust certain categories or skip cash stuffing for them altogether, okay? Next, from there, I take my remaining amount, which is $297.90, and I can apply it to a debt. So I've applied it this week to my Quicksilver card at $293.26. This leaves my total debt payoff for this bi-weekly period at $293.26. If I had a greater remainder, more than just a few dollars, I could then carry that dollar amount over into investments or savings, okay? Now, this is how I break down how much I can even cash stuff, which is why I say sometimes these amounts that are projected may change. But now that I've done all this work and I understand how much I'm going to spend on each category, I now need to decide how much of each denomination I need. So from here, I can then break down what kind of cash I will need, what denominations, right? So I'll put my categories for each of my cash stuffing envelopes. I'll put the budgeted amounts. And then from there, you can either put the quantity or the dollar amount of each denomination. And this acts as a guide when you go to the bank. I did my totals here in terms of quantity and then my totals in cash amount up at the top. Again, might rework this a little bit, especially to include spaces for those two things, but that's okay. This was enough to help me. I took this into the bank. I got the proper number of bills. And then it also helps you too with your cash stuffing because you could, if you want, follow the lines across and cash stuff at the way that you said you wanted to when you did your cash breakdown, which is what we are now about to get into, the cash stuffing for this first payday of February. Okay, so now on to my favorite part. We are now ready to cash stuff. First, let's start with the categories that I don't carry around. We're gonna start with gifts and it's just gonna be 20 bucks. We still have 20 bucks from the last week, so this brings our balance in the gifts category up to 40 bucks. Next up is going to be clothes. In this category, I'm budgeting $30. There are still $30 from the last week. I have not touched that. So I will add my $30 and we have 60 bucks ready to spend on clothes. Next up is hair salon. For the hair salon, we're budgeting $30. So this is our $30 still here. We're gonna do a 20 added to this, and then we're also going to do a 10. The reason why I don't have a lot of 10s or any 10s, really, from the last time is because I had to exclusively rely on the ATM, and the ATM did not give 10s, just 5s, so. Next up is going to be car maintenance. That is going to be $100 for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. $100. And There's still $100 from the last time we cashed stuff. I have not done any work on the car yet. They're saying it's gonna snow again for us next week. If it does, I may hold off on washing the car because it is covered in salt right now, but it's just gonna get recovered. So I might just wait till after that weekend. But that is what's probably gonna be next on the car maintenance spend. All right, so that is all the inserts that I don't carry around in my wallet, and also that don't currently yet have a permanent home. I may need to get another A5 binder, which is the size of this one, or I may try to use my old binder. That is to be determined. Let's get to these categories. First up, gas and transportation is 80 bucks, 20, 40, 60, 80. Next up is groceries. Groceries is $200. Now remember, this is for 2 weeks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 30, 9, 10. That's $40. So we have an additional 40 added to our remaining dollar amount. Then for the $60 getting added, so that's 60 and 40, we have 100, which means I have 100 left to add. And for this, I'm going to get $100 in tens, 80, 90, 100. With the super crisp fives, and put them in here. I almost don't want to spend them, I'm not gonna lie. The fives look too good, like brand spanking new too good. Next up is dining out. That is going to be a $120 on top of our 30 bucks that is still in here. For dining out, I wanted to add some more singles this time. 20 bucks. So that's 20, 40, that's your 60. And then to make it 120, we're gonna do another $60 in tens. 160. Laundry, we're gonna do $30. That's 120 and 110. Nice and easy for this one. And then for personal care, we're gonna add in $50 to this. 1, 2, 10. For health and fitness, we're doing another $50. 3, 4, 5, $50. And then household products is going to be 40 bucks. That gets added back to what's already there. Now we have entertainment, which is going to be $50. So I'm 20 bucks shy here. I think I'm 20 bucks shy because as I was cash stuffing, I realized I had borrowed from a category because I had forgotten to cash stuff another category. So this I still owe about 20 bucks to. Don't have any more cash. So we'll get 20 bucks from the ATM and we'll make this a 50. But we do, that is why I'm only able to add 30. Anyway, we are all cash stuffed. Nice and thick and juicy. We're all cash stuffed for the next 2 weeks. Gas, groceries, dining out, laundry, personal care, health and fitness, household products, entertainment and date night. And just like that, we're all done. Thank you for watching Money Vibes with Vi. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's talk below. What are your budget categories for this year?